SummerSlam 2005, where we have Icon versus Legend. 2005 was one of my favorite years. It's the year that finally pushed John Cena and Batista as the two top faces of the company, and it was a very enjoyable time to be watching these shows. For the most part, the wrestling was top notch. There was a lot of hiccups on this show. It wasn't too perfect, but for the most part, I had myself a good time with this one. Taking place in DC, there was actually a part where I was gonna forget to talk about it, so I'll just say it now. Where Vince is getting his limo washed by the divas, and basically you know where that was going. But then Vince pulls down the window like, yeah, I could run for president, and it was just like, oh God, please don't. It's Linda who's actually involved with the president of anything. But we kick off the night with Orlando Jordan versus Chris Benoit for the United States Championship. This is a 25-second squash. This is their way of just taking the belt off of Orlando Jordan and giving it to Chris Benoit, rightfully so. Orlando Jordan, yeah, he was never amount to much, especially now that JBL had lost the championship. Yeah, him and his group, like, they meant nothing. And at least they gave it to Benoit, one of their top workhorses at the time. Edge versus Matt Hardy. This was infamous for the real life heat between the two men that actually wanted to kill each other because Matt Hardy was dating Lita. Edge took Lita from him. They used a real life scenario and put it in real life, and it ended up benefiting Edge. Now, I hated how this match ended with Matt Hardy getting the underhand. If anything, if they were going to do a no contest type of finish, they should have just had Matt Hardy run to the ring, beat the crap out of Edge, grab a chair, knock his ass out, and then call it. That's what really should have been the match. Instead, it's Edge getting the upper hand. I didn't like that. Um, I would have preferred them to just like be brutal and honest about it, but like I don't know, they really underdogged Matt Hardy to the point where he was very unbearable. Luckily, it pays off at Unforgiven 2005 in my favorite steel cage match of all time. They did a good job with that one, but here it was kind of a wasted potential. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero in a custody of Dominik ladder match. This is probably Rey Mysterio's most famous match, particularly because people thought that it was gonna be Dominik hanging up on top of the ring where someone has to go bring him back down. Instead, it was a briefcase with like the custody papers and stuff. There, Eddie and Ray have good chemistry, so you wouldn't have thought less of this. It was a little bit silly, but this feud has become more iconic, and thanks to Dom currently helping the feud actually get better because it really showed us like, hey, maybe Dominik is Eddie's kid. But overall, I mean, the feud was silly, but it was really good. And I do kind of wish that Eddie did have a couple of victories over Ray leading up to this, but I'm cool with it. There's a very famous part where Eddie is like hanging on top of the ring with the briefcase because Vicky Guerrero missed her cue. Eddie falls down and he's yelling, "Where the fuck is Vicky?" Um, so this match was really good. Probably the match of the night for me, if I'm being honest, as far as work rate goes. This was a really good match and a very fun one nonetheless. Kurt Angle versus Eugene for Kurt Angle's Olympic gold medal. This was around the time where Kurt Angle was doing open challenges to local athletes. One of them famously being Matt Striker, who got fired in real life from being a teacher. But Kurt Angle lost the gold medal to Eugene. He's trying to win it back. They have like a whole thing for him once he wins it back. Man, it was weird. Like, what is it? Was their obsession with Eugene? I mean, he respect the guy for playing this character good, but like him fighting Kurt Angle, like the previous year he fought Triple H. Now he's fighting Kurt Angle. I mean, come on, like you could have done something better with Kurt Angle. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. Again, SummerSlam was famous for just giving you the WrestleMania rematch from that year. And it was the exact same match. This was around a time where like they were pushing Muhammad Hassan to be a future world champion, but given the controversy that almost got WWE pulled from TV, they ended up firing the guy and basically burying him once and for good. So they needed a plan B for The Undertaker, so they brought back Randy Orton and they continued off this feud with Randy getting the victory after a mysterious man, who ended up being Bob Orton, like with face mask and stuff like that, helping Randy Orton get the victory. This helped continue the feud and it helped further push Randy Orton into a top main event player down the road. So I was cool with this match. Not as good as the 21 match. A lot of people say that the Hell in a Cell match was a little bit overrated. I'm one of those people that agrees with it. I think their Mania 21 match, even this match, was better than the Hell in a Cell, if I'm being honest. Chris Jericho versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. This is another very underrated match. I really enjoyed it. The chemistry between the two, it shows that John Cena has come a long way, and Chris Jericho was really a veteran at this point. It was very funny though, because Chris Jericho was the one getting cheered and John Cena getting booed. This is around the time where people are saying, "Okay, John Cena, you're not the top guy. You need to give other people a chance." And I think what happened was that they're putting John Cena against top players, which is what you're supposed to do. But at the process, you bury some of these guys, unfortunately. And then Chris Jericho was on the way out. I think that also pissed off people, that people knew that Chris Jericho was leaving and they were hoping he didn't go. Batista versus JBL for the World Heavyweight Championship in a no-holds-barred match. This was exactly what it needed to be, just two brutes just brawling, hitting each other with weapons, and then eventually having Batista get the victory. I think people appreciated Batista more just because he was more badass and he was more like the Goldberg, just squashing people left and right. When he had a good match, he had a good match, but I think that's why Batista was more popular with people around this time. Plus, he beat Triple H 3 times up to this point, so it was just a testament to how good Batista was as the world champion. And I was very okay with this. It isn't a popular match, but it was actually really enjoyable in my books. But then we get to talk about the main event. Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, a legend versus icon. And if this was Hulk Hogan's last ever match, kudos to them. The whole story was that it was supposed to be a trilogy of matches with Shawn Michaels eventually winning, but then Hulk Hogan said, "No, I just want it to be a one-off, and I want to go over." Shawn Michaels was bitter about it. He didn't want to go over. He didn't even want to turn heel. I mean, he turned babyface literally right after this match. So what did they do? They had Hulk Hogan punch Shawn Michaels, and whatever Hulk Hogan hit Shawn Michaels with, Shawn Michaels just sold the shit out of it. He was jumping left and right. When he did the leg kick, Shawn Michaels is jumping back and forth like he got electrocuted or something. It was a very funny match, one of my favorite matches to watch for the wrong reasons, and that's why I love it so much. Overall, this show was very entertaining. I had a good time with it. It's an A minus. It has a couple of hiccups around here, but I can't really fault it. This was a really good show, and it helped establish the next faces of the Ruthless Aggression era. I mean, Edge, Mysterio, Angle, Orton, Cena, Batista. So they were pushing these new guys and showing you that these guys are gonna be the next players to look out for. So I really appreciated this show. Next one is 2006 when DX comes back and ECW comes back, and a whole lot of crazy stuff happens in 2006. But we'll get to it when we get to it. Anyways, take care, everybody.